he knows how to kind of be cool. Like, there are moments where you're like, Anthony Mackie's cool. And then you see them faces he makes and the weird stuff he says. And you're like, this nigga ain't cool.
He ain't cool, man. His shoulders are too sharp back. And like, what's going on with you, bro? And like, you doing roles that like, but like, yeah, 8 Mile. 8 Mile was the one that was just like, he was on my radar ever since. I was like, something wrong with this nigga, man.
Yeah, I don't trust. I don't trust Anthony Mackie, and I don't trust nobody who trusts Anthony Mackie.
Facts.
The government growing babies, microchips in your anus. All koala bears are racist. The ozone layer owes me money. Martians invented turkey stuffing. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
Yep. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another phenomenal episode of My Mama Told Me, the podcast where we dive deep into the pockets of black conspiracy theories, and we finally work to prove that Mahershala Ali will never be Blade until he's ready to stop paying his taxes. Blade don't pay no taxes, Mahershala. Fuck all them prayers 5 times a day. You need to be skipping taxes 5 times a day as far as I'm concerned. That's the way it's got to go if you want to be the next Blade, the next Daywalker, Mahershala Ali. I am your host, Langston Kerman, attacking decent people as always, good God-fearing men. I'm coming for their throats unnecessarily. It's how I behave. It's the way I am every week. For you all to keep pretending like you're shocked is really on you. You're the idiots at this point if this is the way that you've interpreted things. You know who's not an idiot. You know who's not a fool, who doesn't fall for my shenanigans every week the way you dummies do, is my guest today. He's phenomenal. One of my favorite comedians, one of my favorite people to just chop it up with whenever we're in the same place. He's so funny. You've seen his half hour on Comedy Central. You've seen him perform on Two Dope Queens on HBO. He's been in all this stuff. He's been on almost every HBO show for like 2 to 3 minutes. He broke up that goddamn Succession family. They were a good white family until he got involved. He's so funny. You're going to love him. Please give it up for my guest, Mr. Nore Davis.
Hey, gang, Langston. What's up, baby?
What up, dog?
Happy to be here.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. That's right, man. Hershey, you can't pay your taxes, my nigga. Like, got to, like, that's why they taking their time on that movie.
Yeah.
He's too much of an upright citizen, man. It's like,
they need him to go a couple years without taxes being paid.
Yeah, Blade's a nigga, dog. Like, Blade ain't no black man.
Nah.
That's our only nigga superhero. Like, yeah, he out here killing vampires and shit. Not giving a fuck.
Especially after that Falcon Winter Soldier shit, where like Falcon was truly coming as close to cooning as you possibly can.
Wow, you just brought me back. Bro, I have like, I had this bit, I wrote it in Notepad, I didn't bring it back. I really feel like Anthony Mackie was created by Hollywood. He was manufactured, like ever since that shit with 8 Mile, my nigga, like he's not a rapper, but we had so many rappers during that time. And like Jay-Z could have walked in, Nas could have walked in, but no, we had Anthony fucking Mackie. Sent in from the Hollywood machine, like constructed. Like he was built. He was like, he's a black Ken doll. And then if you ever heard him talk, you're like, yo, who is this nigga? Like, where's he from? Like,
he's so weird. And then because he's from New Orleans, so he should be like cool. You know what I mean? He should be fucking cool.
Like Wheezy or something. Like, yeah.
If you trust Anthony Mackie, I'ma shoot you. Classic Future line.
Can't trust him. Shoot him.
Speaking of shooting, you came to us with this is an edgy conspiracy theory. This is one that it's dealing in the now in a way that is going to be dangerous conversation. But you know what? I'm a bad boy, and there's a lot of puns flying around already. But you said, and this is a fun one. You said, "My mama told me."
Puffy killed the notorious B.I.G.
Yeah, Langston, I will proudly stand on my hill, and I will not die unless Puff is by. If Puff is by, and I got a platinum album, I'm definitely gonna get hit with a
Fair enough.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, of course. You want me to break it down? What we gonna do? What you want to do?
Yes, I would love. You're telling me you already believe it. You're in it. I want to know why. I want to know where all of the shit. Break it down.
All right, so Ready to Die came out, and then Life After Death. I mean, it's right there in the album. Going back to Cali. In the audio skit, Puff is waking up Biggie, and Biggie just like, he just waking up like, yo, I'm up. I'm like, say, Puff, yo, we got a flight to L.A. Like, he's so urgent to get him on this flight. Whereas, like, any real nigga, just let a nigga sleep. Like, there's so many other times of flights to go. There's no importance to go back to Cali. But Puff insisted. Like, Big, get up. He's like, I'm up there. Oh, Big, Cali. He said, oh, we going to Cali? See, now Biggie didn't even know. He didn't even know he was going to Cali. But Puff put it right on there, like, yeah, nigga, I got this flight for you. You gonna die. I mean, you gonna go to Cali. He's like, wait, what, Puff? What? Like, all right, Cali. And then he go into the song. So that's evidence number one right there. Like, they snitched on themselves right there.
To your point, there's something really interesting in the fact that these multimillionaires are so concerned. One in particular is so concerned with the possibility of missing a flight and having to pay a change fee.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, you've got the money, Puff Daddy. You can afford to miss a flight because this man was tired from
exactly.
the night before.
And I'm feeling it during that time. I guess, all right, we're not private jet Puff yet. I guess we rented that video and the Hypnotize, and then we had to give it back, right? So, okay, right. But yeah, like, if you, I don't know, I just don't ever seen or felt a nigga being so urgent you getting on this flight. Like, niggas don't wake niggas up to get on a flight. That's wild to me. That's wild. Like, why did Puff want him to get on that flight so bad? Like, Langston, if we have a safe flight together, we going somewhere, and then you not at the gate, I'm going to text you, be like, all right, boom, and then you ain't make it like, damn, all right, I guess he'll get on the next one. I'm not going to be like, yo, Langston, yo, Blake, get up. Come on. Because I need you to get there. And then, we get dressed. And then there's going to be the boxing thing. Because I can't have you late. Because if you late, then you're going to miss the boxing show. You're going to mix that show. And then you're not going to be in the car at the same time that I need you to get to at that light. Yeah. And
the boxing was Pop. That was.
I mean, that was Pop. Yeah, that was Pop. No, but wasn't Biggie going somewhere though?
Biggie was coming from. And this is us jumping a little ahead, but Biggie was going to a Quincy Jones party. They went to a Quincy Jones party that night that was located at what is now, and maybe it was back then, the Automobile Museum in Los Angeles on basically Wilshire and Fairfax. That's where they were hanging out that evening.
Okay, so I'm mixing up my
dead niggas.
The dead niggas, yeah, of the scenes of the car. But Biggie was in that one, so I know that like he was in it, but it wasn't the boxer. Yeah, that was Pac. You're correct.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So so the skit tells it, and the other one is right after that happened. Years later, there's always this, Life After Death, Ready to Die, remastered. Yep. And so Bad Boy was able to get much more money from his death than him being alive, I believe.
Yes.
Like and then you could just hear Puff as he raps. I mean, he wants to beat him so bad. I feel like there's this fetishizing thing of like, I love you so much. Like some Selena shit. Like, I feel like this is our Black Selena. Like, he's our a fan. Like, he would write his raps. And I'm just talking about the energy I felt from the videos, bro. This might sound crazy, but like, I just felt like that Selena shit. Like, I love him and all this shit. And then it's just like, yo, you'll make more money with him gone and just leave his history right there after Life After Death. And then that's it, bro. I really feel like he was on it, man. I really feel like he was on it.
I think that remains one of the most interesting arguments that people make in relation to Puff doing the thing is the fact that this dude who otherwise is not particularly talented. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're not talking about a dude who he's a mogul, sure, but what the fuck does that actually mean when you break it all down?
We're talking about this mogul narcissist, man. He's a narcissist. Like, even right now, he is on, he's starting beef with Jermaine Dupri. Like, leave that nigga alone. Like, dog, what are we doing? But that's Puff, where, and I be feeling bad for his kids, too, because, you're not going to outshine Puff. Puff going to Puff. And you can feel that where he's getting to that age, like, nah, nigga, I'm still here. Bad boy all day. Ma. It's like, bro, you come on, man. You had your time. You're great.
Relax.
Relax. But no, I can't relax. Nigga, I can't stop. Bad boy. He says it. I can't stop. Like, he been saying that. And he's literally not stopping. And I feel like he was never going to ever outshine Big. Ever.
Right.
And Big wrote his lyrics and stuff like that. He was always going to be under Big's shadow. So it was perfect for him to come out in that white and dance. I mean, I don't know the day of this conspiracy happened, but it was just like, it started clicking years later. I mean, I did feel sad, like when Biggie died, when Puff was in white, dancing at the MTV Music Awards, all that, yep.
Yeah.
And then later on, you're like, wait a minute.
So, okay, you're getting to something I think really important here in terms of your, I guess, tracking your memory of this, your experience in this.
Yeah.
You're saying that it wasn't an immediate conspiracy theory that lived with you. It was you watched this happen, you felt sad. You're from New York.
Yeah.
So I have to assume Biggie was a lot. It meant something to you in a substantial way.
Yeah, you got Jay-Z, DMX for me, and then, Big. Yeah.
Right. So you've got this iconic person who dies, and you're not going like, Puff Daddy did that shit.
No, that is not the twist in the beginning. No, the twist comes later. But the typical mystery movie shit, like you never expect who's going to be. And you're like, it was your man's right behind you the whole time, nigga. What?
Yeah.
It came later to me, where you and your homies, you and your niggas just chopping it up. And then me and my boy kept like playing that skit over because I think it was 2014 when I was about to do my first album, Home Game, and I was just listening to like mad hip hop skits, and then that one, and we used to always reenact it. Like, I'd be like, oh, get up, nigga, get up, you gotta go to Cali, I gotta kill you, nigga. And then like, I gotta kill you, nigga. And then he said it.
Okay, I'm hurrying.
Yeah, all right, hurry. Wait, what, Puff? What? Nah, I'm asleep, nigga. I'm asleep.
Nah.
Like, we joking just like how me and you and joking. And I think it carried into the barbershop, but like my homie was strong on the opinion also. And I was just like, yeah, that shit clicked, bro. And I was just like, yeah, this nigga killed this nigga. Then I just kept watching Puff's moves after that, and his narcissistic behavior. And I'm like, I mean, how you gonna find somebody that's not like, they never found no killer. Same thing with Tupac. Still to this day, they're still doing movies about it. Like there was one with Forrest Whitaker and Johnny Depp. That was one.
Yeah.
I tried to watch that on the plane. I was just like, what is this, Langston? What?
Well, what it is you getting two stars in the twilight of their careers attempting to revitalize their image in Hollywood for different reasons.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp has burned quite a few bridges, and Forrest Whitaker never fixed that eyeball. And
Hilarious.
I guess they both felt like they needed to do something different in whatever this was.
He's like, I'm more than the Godfather of Harlem. I could do this still. And Hollywood's like, nah, man. We got a Biggie story for you. You want a Biggie Tupac story? Yeah, I didn't finish the film, but
good for you.
Yeah, I couldn't. Like, it was just another unnecessary angle. And so I feel like, shit, the killer's right there, man. I mean, yeah, Puff got Mary J. Blige, but he never had, like, Mary was never a threat to him. I don't know,
Right.
and we're stand-up, so we always feel that energy from the OGs of like that whole black male, only one Highlander energy. You know what I'm talking about? Like that toxic shit. That's why I always fuck with you and like Sam and everybody else, like, because I always felt like, hey, we in this together, we having fun. And then you go to them niggas like, shit, nigga, I'll cut your goddamn throat, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do think that's something worth articulating, I guess, to our audience a little bit, that like, there is a culture, particularly I'd say it's in comedy in general, but
yeah,
I think black comics, because there are fewer of us, we feel it probably more prevalently than even our white counterparts do, of just like, you think that this is a community, you think you're building and growing next to people, and there truly are motherfuckers out there who want to see your downfall and make it known at every turn.
Yes, pun intended, that pray for my downfall. That's right there on Life After Death.
Yeah.
Biggie right there. Yeah, so I won't name names. I guess I'll be nice today because I love naming names. I don't give a fuck. But there's multiple stories of older comics blowing up the stage and then introducing the next comic like, here, nigga, and then letting them go.
Yeah.
And that is And that's been, and I'm talking like Kings of Comedy Def Jam days. And,
Yes.
it still happens to this day, the comics. And so to give your audience some backstory, like there's that energy of like, who's this little nigga coming? Because they going to take everything that's supposed to be mine.
One of my, Boston is where I cut my teeth, at least for a few years in comedy. I don't like to give Boston very much credit, but I did spend some time there doing comedy. And there's not a lot of black rooms in Boston. It's just a white city. So that means that comedy tends to be pretty white out there. But there is one black room in particular that everybody tries to play or figures out whatever. And the first time I went down there, I've been doing comedy for years at this point. Went down there, introduced myself to the dude who runs the room. I go, yo, I've heard a lot about this place. I want to get up. What can I do? He's like, man, I'll put you up tonight. He's grilling me. He's doing the whole thing, but he's making it seem like I'll take care of you. We'll see what you got, whatever. And then introduced me after like 20 minutes of hosting where it was just him telling people to shut the fuck up. Like not in a fun, silly way, but just like bombing and scolding motherfuckers. But then introduced me as your first comic has never done comedy before.
Wow.
Let's see what he can do.
Woo.
And then and not even my name correctly. You know he didn't say my name correctly.
Give it a Langston Merman. Yeah. And then so now you got niggas always like Merman. Who the fuck is Merman, nigga? Like setting you up to fail. Like people understand that. We trying to describe that energy. You're like, why y'all doing me like this? Like, what did I do to y'all niggas? Like, what? Who hurt y'all, fam? And like, I heard a story, but go ahead, continue. I gotta hear this.
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's not one of those things where it's like, I showed up with a disrespectful energy. I showed up an hour earlier. I shook your hand. I had a drink with you. You know what I mean? We did the thing.
Snacks. Does anybody want a snack? Like, niggas is like, fuck this. Like, and they probably like try to get on your skin color and shit. Like, it's that type of energy, bro. It's like, I can't. So I feel that energy from Puff. I always felt that, even like the whole Source Awards, you have, those are the two titans, Puff and Biggie going against Suge and Pac right there. Like, that was just the clash of the titans. And, we're talking 90s, so I think I'm in Family Matters. This is all later when I'm like, oh, look at the Source magazine. I'm reading maybe and looking at YouTube and stuff and hearing from like niggas in the barbershop. But like, I was like part of Family Matters, so I didn't know. But but again, like, you just start investigating, like you just become this small little detective. Like, okay, clock that. You start clocking things. So I was clocking his energy, and then I'll say every 3 years, there was a remastered version of Biggie's album.
If it wasn't a remaster, it was like Puff doing remixes where he was like using old Biggie verses and throwing them on with new people, and it's like, you getting a lot of money here, big man.
So much. You hear me? So much. It's the same thing where it's happening right now, like where whoever's in charge of Pop Smoke, like putting his verses on stuff. I'm like, and I love that tattoo that, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about, like the multiple talented nigga, Silk Sonic. One half of Silk Sonic, him, like
Anderson .Paak.
Anderson .Paak, thank you, man. Yes, like where he was like, if I die, leave my shit alone, right? Like, something like that. Like, I'm like that too. Like, I always record every set. I'm like, just leave my jokes there. Don't new Nore Davis. And I'm like, this nigga died 5 years ago. Why he got another hour coming out? I'm like, somebody on my side, greedy, please get them.
It's just
Langston, you have permission to come to the house. Like, I'm gonna need y'all to stop this.
It's just going to be clips of you being like, so where the ladies at? We got any birthdays in the house? Where the ladies at?
Man, women with their toes, right? Don't they have their toes out? Shit. Yeah. Please, I give you permission on this podcast to shut that down. You can play it for whoever in my family or friends. Get my shit. But, so Puff is narcissistic energy, and that audio's get of Big not waking up and like about to miss his flight. Should just let a nigga miss his flight. Maybe it'd be a different time. Maybe he would miss his quote unquote death,
Yeah.
I think that's basically where I stand at emotional of that. Oh yeah, and the albums. And I think, so yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, and,
Mhm.
and I'll ask you this before we go into break.
Okay.
You're saying you definitively sort of landed on this. Has there ever been anything that you feel like Puff has done in the time since you sort of landed on this theory that, besides the making the money over and over again off of Biggie's
Mhm.
name, that has felt like a clue? You know what I mean? Like a Mr. Policeman, the clues were all there kind of energy that
Yeah.
he's left behind.
I think what probably just comes to my head right now, like the typical anything his mom needs, I got you, but it still feels cold. It's kind of like, that cold killer shaking your mom's hand, like, I got you, Miss White,
Yeah.
everything you need. And,
Yep.
you look at his hand, it got big blood on it. I don't know. I felt that energy. I felt like, because every time Big Mom talks in an interview, she's like, Puff, like, she doesn't really get on like what Puff is doing for her, but, she's just doing what she's supposed to do, like just talk about her son and his legacy. And that kind of gave me a little trigger of like, I don't know, man. I don't feel the genuine love that he has for Big's mom. Or who am I to question it? But I'm just saying, like, the energy I clocked as a detective, I would get into it.
I will say that sort of to that point, one of the things that I've always clocked with the way that people have talked about Big is there's like 4 or 5 different dudes who would be like, Big was my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
That was my best friend in the entire world.
Yeah.
And you've never once heard Big say that about any of these dudes.
And he was all up in the interviews too. He never talked about the niggas.
Yeah, he was never like he used to say Puff is my man.
Yeah,
That's
my man.
man.
Yeah, he put me on. Yes, exactly. Because you're right. Thank you. Yeah, because Big was all about the hustle. He's like, I don't give a fuck about rap. Like, and he was hustling. And then Puff was like, gave him a way out, and he was like, all right, let's do this shit. Then his mans was like, really, his right hand man was like Little C's. And Little C's be like, he's like quiet in interviews. I don't know. There's something there that like, Little C's be looking scared to me in interviews. Like, don't say no shit, bro. Like, you chill. Like, whatever, maybe Puff got you on. We're going to do, Puff got him on payroll, something.
Lil C's is a bad boy artist.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's some version of the money that he still is collecting on the couple of songs that he had that he's like, oh man, like I love Big, but I can't starve in my man's memory. Like I gotta do what I gotta do and shut the fuck up.
Cause a nigga gonna be a nigga, dog. You know that shit. Like I can they say that too, and you can see that energy of like, man, a nigga will trade in your mama for $2. Like he'll trade in his own mama for $2.
Damn.
Like I heard that and I seen that energy. I grew up with that. I know them homies. I mean, like that again. That's his like same energy. We're like, I gotta stay away from that, man. Like, damn, I'm just trying to see niggas' teeth and smile and let them have a good time. Have a good time. Like I just tell jokes, baby. That's it. Yes.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing from Kim though. Nothing from Kim. I think that's
Kim,
all genuine. I feel for her.
She changed her whole face just to make sure we couldn't tell what her reaction was.
Hilarious. Bro, you stupid. I know. I feel so bad for that because that's all Biggie's fault. Because that's all Biggie's fault. He loved.
We
Kim.
didn't say he was a good guy.
Exactly.
Just a man who was murdered.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead. I'm done.
Okay. We're gonna take a break. We'll be back with more Nore Davis and more My Mama Told Me. And we are back.
Hell no, to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, hell to the no, to the no, no, no.
Yeah, we're back here with more Nore Davis, more My Mama Told Me. We're still talking about that alleged murderer, Puff Daddy.
Alleged
murderer.
Underline italic.
And his relationship to the notorious B.I.G.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to jump into some of this research because you've already laid the groundwork for some of the conversation, but I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on the things that I sort of dug up as I would say support of your conspiracy theory.
Really?
So,
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of this is working against you.
Wow. Say. See, man, niggas feel it, man. You can feel it in the air. Niggas feel it, dog. All right, let's see. I'm ready.
So, March 9th, 1997, Biggie is killed in a drive-by shooting. He's in a car leaving a Quincy Jones party following Puff Daddy.
Yep.
This is a fact I actually learned in a Little C's interview. I'm glad you brought him up.
Mm-hmm.
But Little C says that as they're leaving the museum where this party is happening, they pull out, they're following Puff. He's in a separate car.
Mm-hmm.
Puff goes through a light that they don't make.
See?
And while they're sitting at the light, that's when the shooting happens. 4 shots into Biggie. The last one is supposedly the one that was fatal.
And Little C's was in the car with Puff, right? Or was C's in the car with Big?
I think C's was in the car with Big.
Like, he was in the back, though.
Yes.
And yeah, because the driver, I mean, it was a hit. He went right for the passenger side where Big was at. And if somebody says, follow me.
Yep.
And you see it turn yellow.
Yep.
And that's your man's behind you. You stop. Like, every time that always happened, like, hey, my nigga follow me.
Yeah.
It's yellow. Like, let me stop so we get there together.
You don't speed up.
And it's Biggie, bro. Like, it's Biggie. Like, we're not talking about, like, your uncle. Like, that nigga gonna meet me there.
Yeah.
Nigga, he came to Cali, do, Quincy concert, and that album came out, Life After Death, which was, like, bubbling. But I really feel this shit was a hit. Like, I don't know. It was like they were the Martin Luther King and Malcolm of hip-hop, where these titans is too, we can't have too much of this control. And that's something like, that's a supremacy, and that's another thing. But, yeah, it feels very, like, in-house of, like, nah, man, I'm going to speed up. And then gonna come back going, what happened?
Oh, no.
Oh, yo, no. Shit. Get him. Nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
All right, driver, go around the block real slow.
Yeah, and if you're Biggie, I'm Puff, I'm in the car with you.
Yeah.
Why am I in a different car? Why?
And you guys aren't the president and the vice
president? Yeah. Like, you my mans, right? Like, but even in the interviews, like, Puff put him on, and Biggie's just like, he's like in his God element to where he doesn't know he's God. He's just like, he just spitting, man. Like, he's just telling stories. That's just like, again, I feel like it's that Selena moment of like, he is God and he will surpass me and I must take him down.
Yeah.
I must, like, so yeah, that whole car shit. Yeah, that's another one. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
So let's take it a step further, because apparently there was an officer, a detective named Greg Kading, who was assigned to work this case, the murder of Biggie Smalls. For 3 years, he investigated the case, and he personally believes that Puffy is responsible for Biggie's death.
Yeah.
Greg
Kading, yep.
Some not great white man, I assume, because he's a cop, but still, he believes that Puffy's responsible.
And he's the type of trash white man that doesn't have power to outpower whoever want a big gone. Because white men have like that whole, hey man, shut all this down. Like,
yeah.
Like right now, like Irving's making a good stand, but that white man didn't pull up on him yet. To where like, look, nigga, remember when you put that hat on stage? All that money is ours. So if either you gonna get down or lay down. Like, so yes. And I feel like he either got bought out or they fucked up his evidence. And if you having the lead detective have a fucking hunch on Puff, thank you for bringing that back too. I forgot about that too. Yes.
Well, let's unpack exactly what Greg Kading has to say on this situation. He says, and this is where it gets a little complex in terms of his quote unquote responsibility as it were in relation to Biggie's death. But he says that Puffy actually paid $1 million to a Crip named Dwayne Keith D was his street name, Davis, to kill one of your family members, to kill both Tupac and Suge Knight. He paid Keith D $1 million to have this hit done. Now, Keith D offloaded that responsibility. He offloaded that job onto his nephew, another Crip named Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, to do the shooting instead. But his nephew only managed to kill Tupac.
Shit.
So in leaving Suge Knight alive.
Yeah.
Suge Knight then, now aware of what's happening,
Retaliate.
hired a blood named Wardell Poochie Faust
Yeah.
for $13,000. He went from $1 million
to 13K. Wow, niggas can't get shit right with 1 mil or 13K. God, but
he only paid $13K to kill Biggie, and apparently 13 was enough.
That's
because
enough.
One of them did the whole job, and the other one did not.
Wow. And those guys were ever charged for any of the murders, or they were just like in jail and died or something, or like they just been quiet? Like,
so great question. So now Greg Kading, that officer we were talking about, claims that he actually got a confession out of Keith D. But because the other two alleged murderers were dead by the point that this confession happened, there was no way for him to bring closure to this story. That basically these dudes died well before any accountability could be met, and with only Keith D's word and no other evidence, it wasn't
to back
enough
it up.
to,
So it was just hearsay.
back it up.
Come on, dog. Come on, dog. So shit, that even makes me go even deeper. Like, of course, Sugar's gonna retaliate off of that. Now, maybe this could be strategic, where Puff wanted this to happen, where he know that's gonna happen. Where it's like, let me get a hit on them. And he probably did not know they were going to miss. But what Crip nigga gets $1 million and then passes it down to his nephew? I guess he didn't want to get his hands dirty. Or, bro, you got $1 million. Like, this is your job.
That was a weird hang up that I had in the story as well. It's like, it's $1 million. And if you are the type of motherfucker that kills people, you ain't getting $1 million checks in other places.
Exactly. Unless he had a conscience and like, I don't want nothing to do with this. Like, is that person alive? Like, I have so many questions, but like, all of it all of it is under the story of a hit.
Yes.
Right? A hit that Puff is definitely a part of. Yes.
Puffy's responsibility is that he is the original instigator of the violence between these two camps. That although, obviously, you know, if you know anything about the East Coast, West Coast beef, there was violence that happened before where Tupac was shot at the studios where Biggie records. Biggie is there that night. He blames Biggie for what happened. There's a lot of violence that happens before this, but none of it is necessarily traceable back to these two camps until, as this officer claims, Puffy decides that he's going to take action.
Same building, different levels. Huge misunderstanding, which majority of how like even when I fought niggas in the hood and Runyon, it was like a misunderstanding. Nigga thought I was talking shit and I was not, and there it is. Now we fighting. It's like nobody's trying to hear nobody out. It's like action, like so. I kind of do want to plug in like maybe a strategic on Puff, like hey, I could knock out 2 birds, 1 stone, get the money, but regardless, that's just. Yeah, he's in it, man.
Them hands got a little blood on them, one way or the
definitely, man. Definitely look at them fingernails, man. And he got to live with that. You know what I'm saying? He got to live with that.
So let's take it a step further, because that's not the only quote-unquote officer who says this. There's actually... Similarly, a former FBI agent, Phil Carson, claims that the real target for the shooting the night of Biggie Smalls' death was actually Puff Daddy himself. That they were not attempting to shoot Biggie Smalls. They were attempting to shoot Puff, got the cars mistaken, and that's why Biggie Smalls died.
Wow. Okay.
So then he also claims that when Puffy discovers that this assassination, which was also, as this FBI agent claims, brought on by Suge Knight, when he finds out that this assassination was aimed at him, he gets terrified that the information might come out, and he then pays off a number of LAPD officers to make sure that the case was never properly solved.
Holy shit. See, dog, this is blowing my mind, though. Wait, let this marinate. Okay. So, because I can see Puff as the narcissist he is. Yeah. Of like, I already know how people gonna take this. Yeah. And I need to do this MTV fucking awards dance. I can't do the dance. when niggas is in the audience like mumbling like, I don't know, nigga, I don't know. You paid old cop, nigga,
Yeah.
you know, he up there, step by every
I already bought the white suit.
Exactly.
What you want?
What you want? So, right? That's so dirty, Langston. Oh, I need a shower. Fuck, bro. Who does that, man? Like, yeah. So you have somebody who's panicking, erasing their tracks. And we talking FBI. Like, we all seen the documentaries of what they did to King. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Right? So they do not fuck around on their tracks of what they're doing. Like the house of Hoover. Fuck. J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe these guys, man. Why would these white guys lie? Why would they have to cover anything up? Like, we're like 30 years after the whole 60s and racist Hoover. Now, these are FBI agents like, all right, let's do a job. Let's do our job. Right? Let me do it the best we can. And yes, to see that cops were paid off, which they not going to hold water on some rich nigga.
Right.
They're not going to hold that much water because it probably wasn't that much money. It's like, Puff ain't mafia. This ain't BMF. This is like, this is bad boy.
He's offering a lump sum, which is not going to solve their problems for the rest of their lives.
Not at all. It's just like, hey, you buy your wife, you know, a nice dinner or some shit, or maybe like a car. Like, here's a new Ford Explorer.
You heard of Shake Shack?
Yeah,
you going tonight?
Yeah, man. Yo, the new cheesecake just opened up. Take your wife. Oh man, I just feel so filthy, man. Fuck, bro. Yep. Yeah. So yeah.
So let's take it a step further because we've only been
more.
talking about white guys snitching up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
There is, in fact, another person, a former bodyguard of Puffy named Gene Deal.
Here we go.
Who also claims that he heard Puffy say that in a conversation relating to sort of the building violence of the East Coast, West Coast beef, that Puffy says he doesn't give a fuck if Pac dies. He doesn't give a fuck if Big dies. Something has to change. This is a direct quote.
Come on, dog. And that's the bodyguard. Them niggas ain't lying. They right. Bodyguards are the little flies on the wall that people think they not listening.
Big ass flies, but they little
huge.
Too.
Exactly. You still, yeah, exactly, bro. My nigga, oh God. And then it just always brings me to that video that everybody's sharing on Twitter, Instagram of Puff going, I get what I want. I'm a fucking monster. I get what I want. And he got it.
Yeah.
He got it way before that shit. He got it. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, he's a plain narcissist, my nigga. I'm sorry. Like, if I go to that party and I meet him, I'll be fake as shit, like shake his hand, like whatever. But like, no, matter of fact, I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't think I ain't want any of that energy. I'm lying. I'm lying.
I don't know, man.
I want to back
I think
up.
we're all morally compromised.
Yeah,
some way.
right. Yeah, morals versus money, right? Like it's like, hey, what hill am I gonna stand on? Like in the spirit of Biggie, or is it just like, you know, we just talking shit on this? We talking on the podcast. Great episode so far. I love this. But yeah, now look, I'm questioning my morals right now of like going to
You're torn.
I'm so torn, but because like you think about your own career and everything, but then it's also like, nah, man, like. There's evil there. Like, even when you go to LA, that, like, you know, I don't know if you feel this, Langston. Like, it's that energy of, like, I will kill any nigga here to get what I need.
Yeah.
Like, lucky for you, you got a wife, you got your child, you got love. You got a nice love house. Like, if you have that, you're protected. But I feel like single niggas and ladies and anybody, they just like, I will slit. What I gotta do?
I'll cut your leg off,
you know what I'm saying? To get in this motherfucking door. Door, this Hollywood door. And that's why, like, I couldn't really, like, fuck with LA like that to live over there. I could feel that energy in the air. Yeah. So, yes. I don't know what else to say. I mean, we can break down what he said. Like, yes, he doesn't give a fuck. Like I said, like.
So, additionally,
and
and this is not necessarily evidence in relation to Biggie himself, but there is other evidence of Puffy in morally compromised positions. I think we would be doing ourselves a disservice not to talk about the Shine incident, right?
Ooh.
Shine is the biggest rapper under Bad Boy, the next Biggie Smalls, as they're sort of like trying to coin him in the early 2000s. And then when they go to, what is it? New York, Club New York. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
They go to Club New York. They're hanging out. Puffy gets into and this is according to Shine years after he went to prison for basically shooting up a nightclub.
He looks like a politician now, right? Did this story come out when he's a politician stuff, or this is like when he was still like kind of rapping, right?
No, this is post-rapping. This is him
okay.
just talking to Fat Joe on like some Instagram shit. But he basically says in the interview that the entire incident was mostly instigated by Puff. That Puff had issues with two Brooklyn-based dudes who Shine knew to be real motherfuckers named Scar and Nino.
Nigga.
Not good names.
No, nigga, we talking Lion King characters, nigga. What? We talking that Scar and the hyena, nigga. No, we got real life versions of them out in Brooklyn. Yeah, they bout that noise. They want the smoke.
And that was Shine's point about these guys. He knew these guys. He was actually cool with these dudes. That he had a relationship with these guys. But Puffy got into it with these guys, presumably over something that he still doesn't exactly know. And then when guns got drawn, Shine pulled out his weapon in self-defense, basically, as he put it, in fear of his own life, and started shooting, not because he was on some gang shit riding for Puff, but more like he truly did not know that he was going to survive that evening.
Shit.
And Puff, as you may know, then after the incident, opted to get a separate lawyer, to be tried separately from Shine, to basically separate himself as much as possible from what at nearly days before had been the largest artist on his label.
Bro, you see the track record. This man is good and like low-key sloppy at cleaning up his mess and making it seem and coming out the victim.
Yes.
Signs of a narcissist, my nigga. Like, he's a huge narcissist. I can see it. I know them signs. And he, and like, Shine is not one of them. There's other coins that just got thrown into the goddamn well. Like G-Dep, R.I.P., he gone. And like, what happened to his career? Shit, the whole Loon, 112 Black Rob, all that, man. Like, anybody that signed with him, shit, the Locks had to like almost whoop this nigga ass to get out the contract. The Locks is too many niggas, so he can't kill to clean that all up. He's like,
all these motherfuckers.
Let them go. And they Yonkers, they crazy. I can't let them Yonkers niggas like let them go. But he probably would have did some grimy ass shit. But oh my god, yeah. Is that the one with Jennifer Lopez too? Like she got mixed up in with that, right?
J-Lo was hanging out that evening when the incident transpired. Puff grabs her hand, runs her out of the club. It is also what some claim is the initiating incident for their breakup.
That's why J-Lo with Batman. She's scared. She with Batman, dog.
It's like, I'm gonna go and stick with these whites.
I'm gonna go with Ben Affleck.
These Dunkin' Donut whites instead of these rat-a-tat-tat blacks. You know,
rat-a-tat-tat. Bro, yeah, man, yeah.
Okay, the last piece of evidence that I'll bring up to you, and this is less evidence and more just sort of a logical progression.
Okay.
To some of what may have ultimately landed on Puff's decision to end Biggie Smalls' life. There are some who argue that because of the change that Puffy saw coming in Big's career, as if you're a big fan, you know that after Ready to Die, he more or less had started to transition out of the gangster rap phase in his life. He was less interested in sort of making the same kind of music, making the same kind of moves, being the same kind of hustler, street dude that he was previously, and much more interested in making positive, as close to positive as a nigga from Brooklyn could make at that time. And so Puff theoretically is beginning to see the transition in Biggie Smalls and says that I'm not 100% convinced that this is going to be profitable. It might be more profitable to end his life before he turns into this new God-fearing man, and thus does so and keeps him at the stage that he left off at.
See, yeah, man. Mic drop. What more can I say, dog? I mean, he's a huge narcissist planner, and he can manipulate his ass off. He manipulate the public and hide his evidence so much to where the public opinion will never be against him, and it hasn't. So now me, you, and everybody, we're conspiracists, black conspiracists. But it's just like, bro, it's in the pudding, baby. It's right there in the pudding. But he even knows that too, that it's so far down the line. Like, yeah, those two guys are dead, so that guy's just hearsay. The security guard, like, he probably can't. He quoted, but, you know, who knows what's happened to him. He probably got beat up or something that night for talking shit. Puff got that reach, man, and he's still on top and remixing Biggie shit. And every goddamn year, anniversary is his birthday, anniversary is his death. Huge stream hits, more money in his pocket.
Absolutely. It feels like the same way that cities will literally hire police officers to beat the shit out of black people and then make a street called Black Lives Matter Avenue.
Oh my God.
And it's like, I don't know, bro. This feels like
yes, that's exactly what it is. Fuck
you're
that
not
feel.
exactly taking responsibility here for the thing you did.
That's why we're so angry. They never take responsibility. All we get is fucking documentaries and street names and money.
Yeah.
Never I am sorry for going in the house of Breonna Taylor, or I'm sorry for even going back to the guy that was about the Lucas Brothers movie. That brother. Come on, help.
God damn it.
Yeah, shit, him.
What the fuck? Fred Hampton.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Fred Hampton. Like, there was never apology, and you know this country doesn't even believe in apologies. That was another thing I read up on. They feel like it's a sign of weakness, even when they're fucking wrong.
Yes.
So the only sorry we get, which is not enough to help our emotional scars, is an HBO documentary, which who knows if that money even goes to the family. That goes to production, as me and you are in TV. So we know it's not like, hey, we're going to tell you a story. And they're like, all right, well, how much is it? Like, no, we going to tell you a story, and we got a buyer. And the buyer paid the crew that did everything. And then that's it. So, and then, you know, that family gets sold on awareness. The fuck is awareness going to do when it's already a wrap? It's over. My child ain't coming back. Man, fuck this world, bro. But, you know, this is good, though. This is good. This is great.
There's a whole lot of Biggie Smalls murals, not a lot of profit coming out of those murals, except for one person who seemed to be making the most money, a man named Sean Diddy Combs.
Can I add something else a little bit?
Yep.
This might be something also where it was not able to clone yet. You know how they say, like, Chappelle came back. This is the clone Chappelle. Like, after he went to Africa, he all diesel, different head and everything. Maybe in the 90s, they didn't have that clone aspect yet. Now, this is crazy conspiracy shit where I'm like, hey, you know, they had to kill him. It had to be an assassination because you get more money if they gone. Because you could just see the God fear. But hey, if we can like kill him and then put the clone back out there, then now we got. Can you imagine a clone Biggie? Now he's kind of skinnier. He's doing R&B. He ain't got no more stories.
He's doing Slim Fast commercials and
he up there with Shaq.
To wear a helmet when you skateboard. He's
hilarious.
Weird.
He's so weird. He like Brooklyn's fine. Yeah, like do these brownstones. Let Airbnb. Hey Airbnb, I'm Biggie. And welcome to Best Style.
Hey, I'm Biggie Smalls. Shop local.
Yep, shop local.
And eat your vegetables.
And be quiet. Oh, it's so noisy. I don't know why he sound like Momma. What impression am I doing? Hey, be quiet. Like, who is that? I apologize.
That's Clone Biggie.
Yeah, that's Clone. Exactly, that's Clone Biggie. So, yeah, that's something further where I think that clone aspect didn't. I don't know, man. Yeah, because
we couldn't clone Biggie, and so we had to let him die.
They had to let him die. They had to kill him to get more money.
All right, we're going to take one more break. We'll be back with more Nore Davis and more My Mama Told Me. And we are back. Yeah, we're back here with more Nore Davis, more My Mama Told Me. We're still talking about that goddamn killer Puff Daddy.
Oh, you murderer! Come clean, nigga! We need James, somebody put him in the seat, hands behind your back.
He was your friend.
Come on, man.
He was his man's.
Oh, man.
Let's play a game.
sir.
we have a very fun game. This is our most classic game on the podcast. My absolute favorite game. It's a game called White Lies.
Ugly, you're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
White Lies. It's a fun game, Nore, where I am going to introduce to you a commonly held white conspiracy theory, a conspiracy theory that white people tend to believe in quite a bit. And what I would love for you to do is tell me why you think this conspiracy theory is so important to them. What are they up to? What are these sneaky motherfuckers up to? You get it?
Yes, sir. I'm ready.
Hell yeah. This one. Oh boy, I can't remember if we've done this one before. I don't think we have, but it's a big one. Okay. It's a doozy. It's one of the most jarring classic conspiracy theories I think that's out there. Oof. There are some people believe that the Holocaust never happened, that it is a myth, it is fake.
Oh.
Why do you think, Nore, white people are so committed to the Holocaust being fake?
That is classic white supremacy of not allowing the Jews to have any type of power, just be oppressed from being in the business of America. Because like that's what supremacy is, like straight white, male, blonde, Hail Hydra type shit, my nigga. Like not even type, like that's what they are. And that's why they had to kill Hitler, man, because he was fucking up American money. Like, America's like, look, I don't care about these Jews, black, like, let's get this money. Hitler's like, no, everybody must die. And like, you got to kill this nigga. He And then that was World War II. But yes, it's the same thing of right now we're going through critical race theory, where they're trying to erase our history in education. Because they fear that the white kids will get beat up by the black kids if they find out what we really have about slavery, blah, blah, blah. It's not more or less of fear of Jewish kids getting beat up or like them beating up white kids. It's more of like, you're oppressed. We want to let you niggas know, like, y'all not the prophet. Y'all not the ones. So it's a...
Oh, okay. So
you're not the ones.
In theory... If we allow the Holocaust to exist, or if we allow slavery to be as extreme as it actually was, and the Holocaust to be as violent and horrifying as it actually was, then it does suggest that something is owed to the people who suffered that experience.
That's
and you're saying this is a way of making things more level for the white, the whites that want to stand supreme.
America. Yeah. And like, so if like it never happened. So what y'all talking about? No, you owe us because of Hollywood. What do you mean? I owe you nothing. What are you talking about? What books is it? It's in the book right there, 19th of world history. Man, nigga, I don't know about that book. I ain't write that book.
Right.
Who wrote that book? I'm right here standing on the Capitol Hill.
Yeah. This is what I believe.
We got the Constitution. Look in the Constitution. Where it say that? Where it say it? Please tell me where it say it. So I don't know what y'all niggas, Jewish people, what y'all talking about. Holocaust never happened. Slavery never happened. Fuck out of here. So it's oppression. So like that's why they hold on to it. It's control. So like the white man can still be one. Like look, our founding fathers are still 4 white niggas up on that rock. Like and that's the thing about supremacy is like they like the ideology of like the white man being the one, but capitalism is gonna cap. Capitalism going to have to do their thing because it's still about making money the most that they can without them working.
Sure.
And being greedy. Yeah, that's the makeup of our country.
In theory, these points of oppression and violence are going to hurt their pockets in some kind of way.
Yes.
This is not a guarantee for being able to make more money if you have to hold yourself accountable to a race or community that you've caused damage to.
Yeah, fuck facing money. Yeah, it's like, just like with companies now, like, you're a racist company. It's just like, wait, no, we're not. And then, like, they start losing money. So then they start playing phase. Like, look at us. Chase said, we're at the Pride. Look at us. Our rainbow's here. And it's just like, it's bullshit. It's fake. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they don't want to, it's just about money. Like, people forget, like, the bus boycott only worked because they was losing money. It wasn't because they cared about our skin and our face or our life or our humanity.
They weren't getting on those buses and being like, ain't no more black people. This ain't right.
This ain't right. What we doing, man? This should be, I always love a diverse bus. I'm bus 8. All right. And I I love to see Miss Charles in the back, and I tell her go to the back, and sometimes she does, she doesn't. But it's color on here. Now this is bullshit. We got to change this, Captain. No,
I'm sick of
not
these
at all.
all white buses.
Yeah, man, niggas was like taking rides. They was walking for like months, and then they decided to change because they was losing. That's all this country care about, money, bro. So if the Holocaust is real, which it is, but if it's like something they have to admit, Jews gonna pull up on some like, no, we want this, we want that, and they gonna get it. I mean, shoot, in Brooklyn, the Hasidic Jews got like a whole part, like damn near 30% of Brooklyn, and they got their own school bus, their own cops, and ain't nobody bothering them. So there's that. There has been many black communities in one Central Park that have been, but and that's why that supremacy is holding on to that theory.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, shit.
That's called motherfucking bars, nigga. You know nothing about that.
Oh, my God. Nigga won't let me spit on my laptop. I ain't see that coming. That's bars, nigga.
Shit, Nore.
Funk flex, baby.
I think we did it. I think we did the whole thing. This was a lovely time. Could you tell the people at home where they can find you, what cool shit you have going on?
Yes, yeah. Hit me up on Instagram at Nore Davis. November 5th, I'm in Boston. And check out my latest Tonight Show appearance on YouTube with Jimmy Fallon. Check that out.
Hell yeah.
4 minutes of funk on that motherfucker. So check that out. Share that. And much love, man. Yo, Langston, I love you, bro. You're the only nigga I pull up on.
I love you too, dog.
You know that.
Thank you for coming through. And follow Nore. Go check out his Tonight Show appearance. Go see him live. And as always, you can follow me at Langston Kerman. And if you want to send us drops, if you want to send us your own conspiracy theories, if you just want to say hurtful things and send it to me personally, you can send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. I read every email that gets sent, even though I don't respond to quite a few of them because they make me uncomfortable. I am still getting eyes on all those bad boys, so I would love for you to send them all mymommapod@gmail.com. Otherwise, bye, bitch.